So, how has my body composition changed since the last DEXA scan that I had one? Stay tuned to find out. In our appearance driven social system, toxic productivity and diet culture are considered especially heinous. In Denver, Colorado, a dedicated goal getter seeking to crush these vicious lies is the founder of an elite squad known as Heal Thy Spirit. These are her stories. I am going to share my screen here, and hopefully you can see that. It's on the opposite screen of my camera, so you will not, I will not be looking at the camera. And I'm going to blow it up so you can see it. All right, let me move me out of the way. All right, so here we have, this is my DEXA body composition scan. And if you don't know what that is, then it basically is a scan where you lie down on a table and this machine moves across your body, head to toe, takes about 7 minutes or so to completely scan your body. And then it generates a report. So this is, I'm late posting these updates. This was actually done February 28th, 2025. Today's date is actually April. So 2 months later, I actually have an appointment for another one, an updated one, my 4th scan on Tuesday. So I'll try not to wait so long to show you the results. But this is a body composition analysis. Going to be a super quick video. But it does show all of my findings. Now, I started taking a GLP-1/GIP, name brand tirzepatide that starts with a Z, on April 21st of 2024. So I had already been taking the medication and losing weight prior to my very first DEXA scan on July 27th. But this really lays out the results and the changes that have happened during this time frame. I started at a body fat percentage of 48.7, and as of February 28th, that was decreased to 37.2%. A weight reduction from 221 back in July of last year to 192.8 as of the time of the scan. So that's 28 total pounds lost. That includes muscle, fat, everything. My fat mass, so essentially I had 107.5 pounds of body fat on my body as of July 27th. Of that 221 pounds, 107.5 pounds was fat. Went down in December to 84, and now I am down, well, not now, but as of February 28th, I was down 71.7 pounds of fat. Now, this is the exciting part and why DEXA scans are so important, especially for me, in busting the myth that losing weight on a GLP-1 is all muscle loss. I am evidence, this is proof that I have lost exactly 0 muscle the entire I don't know about the entire time, because like I said, there's a 3-month time period that I didn't know what a DEXA scan was, so I never went to get one. But my lean mass, and lean mass is not only muscle, that does include water and protein and, you know, all of that. But my lean mass has increased from 106.8 pounds to back in December, 111.6. And then just from December through the middle of December through the end of February, an additional 3 pounds of lean mass increase. My bones, BMC just represents my bones. I don't know how it's possible to lose 0.1 of bones, but I think initially when I first started going, my whole body, like the width of my body, because it's a very small rectangle that you sit at, the width of my body did not completely fit in this little square, the scan space. So that's a non-scale victory for sure, because when I went on February 28th, I was able to, lie there with my entire body captured by the scan. So this is probably going to be the most accurate one of the ones that I've ever taken, because they had to estimate either the left or the right side. I forget. They just basically made it the same as whatever the scan said one arm was. They made it the same on the other arm. But February 28th, when I went, I was actually able to completely fit within the parameters of the table. And so that tells me that my fat free weight is 121.1 pounds, an increase from 118.3 in the middle of December and 113.4 in July when I had my very first scan. This just goes to break it down further. And I love that the comparison, is here. So, when you look at 221 pounds down to 192.8, that was 28.2 pounds loss, 9.5 pounds since the time that I previously took that. But my gain, 4.8 and 3 pounds, that's not represented on the scale because it goes up, so I actually lost, if you look at the fat mass of going from 107.5 was my baseline down to 71.7. That's a total of 35.8 pounds. This is why the scale is not the only tool that can be useful when you are on a fat loss or a weight loss journey. Because I lost a total of 35.8 pounds from July 27th through February 28th. However, the scale is only going to show that I lost 28 pounds because of that muscle gain. So I am totally okay with averaging about a pound a week in weight loss because I know that I am retaining and gaining muscle. And for me, that is, really what is important. And this just breaks it down by body part. So it talks about, my total body fat is 37.2%. And it just tells you how many pounds are attributed to each body part. So my arms weigh 15.8 pounds. My legs weigh 76.9 pounds. My trunk, so this part of my body, weighs 89.4 pounds. My adenoid, which is the upper region of your belly, is I don't know, it tells it further, but 4 pounds there, and then the lower region 12.2 pounds. As far as in the total mass, it's a whole thing. You guys can see the screen, you can read what it says. And so this is just the breakdown of how my body is composed. And then moving on, this is the exciting part because this is the visceral fat, and this is the one that the body, all of the other metrics for fat, water, muscle, and etc. percentages are pretty in line with what my Renpho body composition scale that I weigh daily on. But the visceral fat is way off. Like I've moved into the yellow according to the Renpho scale, meaning that it's slightly high, but that's a lot because this tells me that I literally, as of February 28th, I have 0.04 pounds of this visceral fat, which is the fat that is around your midsection in this pink area shown in the picture. And it says, ideally, to be healthy, you want 0 to 52. Well, when I started, I was already under a pound of visceral fat. All of my fat is just subcutaneous fat all around the belly area. I got that down by December to 0.36, and now it's like barely any visceral fat at all. And there's still belly fat for sure on the surface, but near my organs where you see that people suffer from comorbidities, and that is one thing that I've never had any issues or been on any sort of medication for health reasons. And I attribute that to, the blessing of not having a lot of fat around my organs. So that was definitely positive news. This is what it's telling you. It's, basically explaining all the things that I said. And so to clarify on the 2 is subcutaneous fat. And this explains what I was just trying to explain, but wasn't understanding or wasn't explaining correctly. Android fat is concentrated in the lower abdominal region, and gynoid fat is concentrated in the hips, upper thighs, and buttocks. So this is what we're all trying to lose. This is what we're all trying to gain. And it says for optimal distribution, android fat should be less. So your belly should be smaller than your hips and thighs and butt, which that's what we all want anyway. It should be less than 1 to be well positioned. I'm definitely less than 1. I don't love it that it's going down, but it's at a steady pace, and I'm, staying less than 1. The 33% over 41%. So this one is, definitely the fat is dropping in this area. So I'm trying to replace that with muscle, with, extra strength training in those areas of the gynoid. And and then this is the bone density. And this is a scan that just basically shows where my bones are. And I, have a strong bone density. What else is here? And this is, again, just a breakdown of what we already went through, the muscle mass balance analysis. And it breaks it down, and it shows where, these arms, the guns are growing. If you can see in the little corner picture over here. And so I've gone from 8.3 pounds to 9.6. So I've gained 1.3 pounds of muscle in my arms and dropped fat at the same time. So that is amazing. That's the total. And then this is, right arm compared to left arm. And my left arm is slightly smaller than my right arm. I don't know how to fix that, but it drives me crazy every time I do measurements. And so the legs, it's showing that I have actually, this again column is the lean mass. So I have actually lost some lean mass in my legs. But my fat mass, which is this column in my legs, has dropped drastically. So I've lost a little lean muscle in my left and right legs, but we'll fix that. No worries there. My total, and this just shows what represents each body part totally. So I have, what is this saying? My lean muscle mass, the difference, I guess it's just the difference between the right and left leg, how they estimate it, and then the fat pounds, the difference between the two. And so that's that. And then this is just the picture. It's like amazing when you look at the images, from back in July when I started. And I still don't like this image because these are just like the worst when it comes to a DEXA scan. So this here is, just a side-by-side comparison of everything, which it shows at the top as well. So I have my pounds in my legs actually looks like has not changed. I had gained a little and lost a little, but again, I don't know that these two were accurate because I couldn't fit on the table all the way. And the same with my arms. So I know that these top numbers are accurate, and I can use that as a baseline for, what changes have happened since then. So, that's it. A little quick video to get you guys updated on what's what. And yeah, that's all I have for today. You are probably sick of me because I'm trying to batch record these videos and get them out and get them posted, and just get back on track and more consistent in providing you the information that you want. So if you have watched the video all the way to the end, leave me a little x-ray or a skeleton or something like that, even though this is I'm not mostly interested in the bone density as it's listed here, which it is important to continue to have strong bones, especially as we age. But go ahead and leave a little x-ray in the comments along with any questions or comments. Have you had a DEXA scan? Are you planning to have a DEXA scan? Let me know. And don't forget to heal thy spirit for a healthy spirit. May grace and peace be yours in abundance. I'll see you next time. Take care.